pictures of me in front of these baseball stadiums where I was by myself and a stranger's holding the camera. So she goes, you should do a coffee table book called Billy No Mates. And it's in front of all of these stadiums. It's actually a decent idea.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Billy No Mates. I'm an immigrant from England, Manchester specifically, now living in the Midwest. I love the feature of people writing in with their dumb questions they get at their jobs. My stuff is pretty run-of-the-mill, but I remember being asked some pretty fucking stupid questions since moving here. So here goes. All right, so this is some English guy, I guess, who came here. So do you guys celebrate 4th of July? What do? We go to work like any other weekday. All right, this might not be something that you can participate in. I realize that. I'm new to this interviewing thing. How
You're doing
often?
great.
Okay, thank you. How often do you get back to London? Never. I'm from Manchester. Well, how the hell would they know that? This guy's a cunt. All right. You guys only drink.
Which is an interesting word to use because that's a very different meaning in England than it does in the States, as you know.
Oh, it is an art form over there.
It's used.
I like that better than going to go see Big Ben or something. It's hearing people in Great Britain, Ireland, saying cunt is one of my favorite things. The Scottish were the best. The complimentary cunt is the greatest. Like, oh, he's a great cunt. I'm like, I want to meet this guy. I got to meet this great cunt.
You know, there's actually what I found out was that, well, first off, I can't stand my name, and I found out that it's often used as an insult in parts of the UK. You know, he's a fucking cabin. You know, and which kind of means, I don't know, just sort of jerk, or you know.
Yeah, that's like the Karen over there or something like that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So I was thrilled to hear that.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up here. I can't believe you came on.
Before we wrap up, I just want to tell you one thing, and that is that I was listening to you.
If you don't know who that is the great Kevin Bacon, my darlings. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to take this off. Hold on. I want to get my alt-tech. Hold on. Kevin friggin' Bacon. There it is. Okay. Okay, hold on, y'all. Make sure my Bluetooth is on. I'm in love with you. In love with you. In love with you. In love with you. This is for you. You know who you are. I'm so in love, baby. I don't care what the people say. Standing in love, baby. I'm so in love, baby. Oh, yes, honey. I have loved you all my life. And I have tried to remain unencumbered. Like melodies say, I will wait. You heard the song by Melody before? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I love this song because it is so us. It is so us. It's I will wait. I will wait. It's by Melody Thornton. Our first date, we talked for hours. I felt so drunk, lost track of time. If you think that I could forget you, baby, you must be out of your mind. Yes, honey. That's my Melody Thornton. If you ever get a chance to hear it, um, she says, "I've never felt so sure of any one man's heart so pure. You could you could be stupid or just blind to think you weren't on my mind. My beating heart is so heavy. I know you weren't ready. So I will wait, I will wait. You won't find better than this love, and you're not ready for it all. So I will wait." Isn't that beautiful? That's you and me, baby. That's you and me, babe. You should have seen the jokers that have come across my path, honey. Ooh, the amount of people who have, you know, tried to be in my life and stuff that was like totally jealous of my life. They were there to steal. They were there to um, deceive me. They were there to try to harm me, but it didn't work because I was always in love with you. And nobody could ever make me think that they were you, you know? So while other people went on about their lives and stuff, I just focused on my own, you know? I just focused on my own. And there's so many people, oh my God, just so many people who got married for different reasons or whatever. But I just knew. I just knew. I'll give you one example. Uh, when I was in high school, and I ended up going to Eisenhower, which was a whole other mess, and Eisenhower High School, and during that time, um, it was just I got like nephew Tommy. He was dating this girl at Eisenhower who was really a spaz. Um, and came to find out that her mom had perjured herself in court. That's the reason why she was even in the same neighborhood that my dad lived in. And anyway, nephew Tommy was going out with her. And let me tell you something. Nephew Tommy was so ugly in high school. He was hideous. And that's who she was going out with. So I can't even remember her name. But he ended up beating her up or some crap like that. Anyway, that was Eisenhower. Okay. And so there were people that I met that was outside of school who were grown. And so there was this one guy named Kenneth. And Kenneth had come down to my dad's house and things like that. And he drove a RX-7. You Google that car, it's a little sports kind of whatever. So he was dating this girl, and I may have told you this story before, but he was also dating this girl who was older than me. Both of them were older than me. And did I say I dodged a bullet? I dodged a bullet. Okay. There's just not very many quality people where I grew up at in Houston. And like Texas Southern University, I remember going over there. I didn't like it. They had the little step thing. I didn't like it. I just felt in my heart that there was something else for me, you know. And I loved the Oceans of Soul. I thought that they were really good. Okay, I did. But academically, I just felt like for what I wanted to do, these people weren't the people that I needed to be around. You know what I'm saying? They weren't the people that I needed to be around. They weren't where they had gone. The doors that they could open up for me, I wasn't interested in that. I was not interested in that, okay? And this is a lot of people. A lot of people, okay? I just wasn't with it. So anyway, what I want to tell you about Kenneth is I don't even know if he's alive today or not, but I did see him after I had Jonathan, and he actually thought Jonathan was his child. This man brought me over to his dad's house and left with this girl, was gone with this girl, came back in to so-called take a shower. His family, his brothers and cousins of knew, because he left me in the house with them, and I went and looked out the window and I saw. And I don't think they ever told him. They never told him that I knew the situation. So after he came in and took a shower and everything like that, I told him to take me home. And that was the last time I saw him. And he kept on coming over to my mom's house. And Carolyn was like, will you go and talk to this man? Whatever. I came out there, I'm like, what? There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing. I just knew in my heart and my soul that the one or the man that really loved me and that I really loved, that nobody could take his place, you know? And there's no point in me falling in love with somebody knowing that it's not it's just, it's going to lead to misery and all of that. You know, so many people, they can't even face their this person without being drunk or without being on pills and stuff like that. Hell no. So I got to a point where it's like I'd rather be alone than even, I mean, it's nice to have somebody to go out with and stuff like that. But even that gets old. You know what I'm saying? Even that gets old after a minute. And so I just stopped doing all of that. And now here you are. And oh my God. It's just nice It's just nice. I could tell you more stuff. If you watched my channel before, um, you have seen other things that I have said, you know, about different experiences I've had, stalkers. I had this one guy, I can't even remember his name, but he worked with Jonathan's dad, and he broke into my apartment, and he was like, I'm gonna kill myself and kill you. This man came up to my job. He was always buying me jewelry, always. I talked him out of not killing me by talking to him about the Bible. That's what saved me. And I was pregnant with Jonathan at the time. When I was pregnant with Jonathan, okay. When I was pregnant with Jonathan, I was working with my high school boyfriend's uncle. And do you know he fell for me? He wanted to do me. So we went out to Midtown, which was a jazz club in Houston, Midtown. It was a very nice place. Kirk Whalum used to be there, and I forget the other guy. So anyway, we were leaving Midtown, and this fool was so upset that I wasn't feeling him, which I could never do anything like that. But that's what some people do. Oh my God, gross. You know, the fact that this man, I dated his nephew in high school, which was wonderful because he played football and stuff, which I don't think he played well, but he played football. He was on the team, and he was cute, and he was very muscular, and he was a dreamboat, and I used to do his homework for him and all that kind of stuff, okay? And he was the one that when I went to see Kevin Bacon like 11 times at the movies, it was with him. And I have talked to him a little bit, you know, but he's just not. Same deal, honey. He's just not. Um, there was someone that I dated who is interesting, but and I will always feel some kind of way about him because he's one of my best memories. He's one of my best memories. And, but of course, there's nothing between us. Okay. But when I went to Vegas, I saw he got us tickets to see Siegfried and Roy. And of course, now you can't see that show. And so that's why he is, you know, really somebody who is just amazing to me. Yeah. But anyway, Kevin Bacon, he has a very significant role in my life and what I remember, you know, about being young and watching Footloose. And he's been in a lot of other stuff, but I really haven't seen any of that. Okay, just so you know, I just haven't. So, but I loved him in Footloose. I love the tones of that movie, you know, about religion being oppressive. It shouldn't be oppressive. But people are so full of so much fear of so many things. But I've always been like, you know, whatever it is that God's journey is for your life, go with that. So many times people will use drugs and drinking and pregnancy to postpone, to have an excuse not to do what they were supposed to do in this life. And I'm here to tell you, you can. It's up to you, you know? I respect everybody's journey. I respect my kids' journey, my family's journey. I try not to get into it, and I try not to let other people's journeys upset me. Because I don't want people to go through things unnecessarily that bothers me. But it's the thing that that I don't like about myself, having to go through so much unnecessary stuff, when at the end of the day, it was necessary. I just didn't want to believe that it was. I just didn't want to believe that it was, but it was. It was all a part of the plan. So let's talk about Kevin Bacon. I'm going to make this real quick because I, of course, talk too much. So Kevin Norwood Bacon, born July 8, 1958 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I didn't know none of this. Kevin Norwood Bacon was born on July 8, 1958 in Philly to Ruth Hilda Holmes, an elementary school teacher, and Edmund Norwood Bacon, a prominent architect who was on the cover of Time magazine in November 1964. Kevin's early training as an actor came from the Manning Street. His debut as the strict chip dealer in National Lampoon's Animal House, I never saw it, in 1978, almost seems like an inside joke, but he managed to escape almost unnoticed from that role. Diner in 1982, also didn't see it, became the turning point after a couple of television series and a number of less than memorable movie roles. In a cast of soon-to-be stars, he more than held his end up, and we saw a glimpse of the real lunatic image of the Bacon. He also starred in Footloose, 1984. She's Having a Baby, didn't see it. Tremors, didn't see it. With Fred Ward, Flatliners, saw it, was creeped out by it. Did you ever see Flatliners? Oh my God, with Julia Roberts, where these medical students were killing themselves on purpose just to see what it was like to have a afterlife experience or whatever. Oh my God, freaking. Okay, if you haven't seen it, check it out. As a matter of fact, if you get a chance, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to check out all of Kevin Bacon's catalog. I'm going to try anyway. And Apollo 13 in 1995. Bacon is married to actress Kira Sedgwick, with whom he has 2 children, and I love her. She also played with Julia Roberts. Let's Give Him Something to Talk About. That is like my favorite movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Okay, so let's see. Kyra and Kevin married September 4th, 1988. Okay. His trademarks deep resonant voice, which is awesome, which is you could hear on Bill Burr's podcast, his voice next to Kevin Bacon's voice. Oh my God. No comparison. No comparison. Kevin's got that thing, honey. Frequently plays anti-heroic protagonists, often plays depraved and sadistic villains, often plays supporting characters who have significant impact on leading characters, often appears in large ensemble pieces, leading to the ease of many 6 Degrees games, known for playing unconventional and controversial roles in independent films. Trivia, chosen by Empire magazine as one of the 100 sexiest stars in the film industry. Attended the prestigious Julia Reynolds Masterman Laboratory and Demonstration School in Philadelphia with his brother Michael. Inspired a game called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Of course, I never heard of none of this, okay. whereby people have to link any given actor to him by no more than 6 steps. For instance, to do Fred McMurray, never heard of him, you could you could observe that McMurray worked with Lee Marvin in the Caline Mutiny, which is 1 step, and Marvin worked with Jane Fonda in Cat Ballou, which is 2 steps, and Fonda worked with Jack Lemmon in the China Syndrome, which is 3 steps, and Lemmon worked with Bacon in JFK, which completes the link in 4 steps. It's kind of like 6 Degrees of Separation, if you ever saw that movie, which was disgusting, with Will Smith. Fabulous acting. Wink, 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 double wink. Okay, I saw it and I was appalled. Okay. The original version of this game existed for numerous years, and the pivot person was then Paul Erdos, a mathematician. Once Erdos' number measures the number of people a scientist is away from having authored a paper with Dr. Erdos. A very few people, mostly scientists, who have appeared in the documentaries, such as Carl Sagan, or actors who have also co-authored scientific papers, such as Danica McKellar and Natalie Portman, have both Erdos and Bacon numbers. He attended the Pennsylvania Governor's School for the Arts. He was the first choice for the Charlie Sheen part in Being John Malkovich. Is part of the Bacon brothers with his older brother Michael Bacon. Oh. The band has released 3 albums: Forosco, 1997, Getting There, 1999, and Can't Complain, 2001. He sang with brother Michael Bacon, who played guitar in New York in a small coffee club shop. His father, Edmund, a famous Philadelphia city planner, was featured on the number 6, 1964 cover of Time magazine. His mother was Ruth Holmes, a teacher and liberal political activist. Son Travis, born June 23rd, with all his kids have the same mama, Kira, and daughter Sosie. She was born March 15th. He never lived in Hollywood or LA except when working. The family dog, a mutt, is named Polly. And in preparation for his role in Telling Lies in America, he hung out in the radio studio with and based his on-air banner on his friend Jerry Blavat, the celebrated oldies DJ from Philadelphia and an inductee in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, aka the Geeter with the Heater. Brother-in-law is Robert Sedgwick and Betsy Bacon. So his brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Okay. That means that somebody in Kira's family married his sister. All right. His father was a 7th cousin of President Richard Nixon. Tricky Nick. He is the 5th cousin of William Thomas Hamill Jr., married to Virginia Susan Johnson, the parents of Mark Hamill. American-born Canadian actor Philip Nozuka, George Nozuka, and Justin Nozuka are his nephews through his wife Kira's side of the family. His line, "I am a goddamn genius," is quoted in both Hollow Man and Trapped. I think I did see Hollow Man, but it didn't really resonate with me. Okay, so next. In Quicksilver and A Few Good Men, his characters are both nicknamed Smiling Jack. Actor Gerard Swan worked as his stand-in on the Ron Howard film Frost Nixon. Kevin Bacon was the last interviewee of Parades and stepped with columnist James Brady, who passed away on January 26, 2009. The interview appeared in the February 15, 2009 edition of the magazine. Lost an undisclosed amount of money in the Bernie Madoff scandal. Bernie got a lot of people. Without revealing the sum, he has stated in interviews that it was most of his life savings. Has a vacation farmhouse in Litchfield Hills, Connecticut. Vacation with his family in Punta del Este, Uruguay, December 2009. Uncle of Neil Bacon. He is of English and smaller amounts of German and Irish ancestry. I was curious about that. Bill Burr is Scottish. I think he said Scottish and German. And then Kevin Bacon, English with tidbits of German and Irish ancestry. And he was on the Who Do You Think You Are? With Henry Gates, or Gates, Henry Louis Gates. And that's how he found out that he was cousins with his wife. They are 10th cousins. All right. Where was I? Okay, both Kevin and his wife Kira have starred in historical movies, which were set in and primarily filmed in and around Baltimore, Maryland. Kevin starred in Diner, and Kira starred in Something the Lord Made. As of 2014, has appeared in 5 films that were nominated for Best Picture Oscar. JFK, A Few Good Men, Apollo 13, Mystic River, and Frost Nixon. Distant cousin of Robert Redford. Hey, did you know that? Through their connection to Bacon's in the 1500s, and Valerie Bertinelli through their common descent from Claypools in England. He was on the genealogy show Finding Your Roots with Henry Louis Gates, as I mentioned before, and his wife Kira. With his wife Kira was scared to find out if they were related. When doing the part where Gates introduced her to some cousins she never knew, the first one to pop up was Kevin. They are 9th cousins. I thought it was 10th. They're 9th. Played the real-life head of the FBI's Boston, Massachusetts field office in both Black Mass and Patriots Day. I have really got to check out this man's catalog. These movies sound very interesting, but I haven't seen them. Let's move on. All right. Played the real-life head of... Okay. He worked with 4 directors who have won a Best Director Oscar: Barry Levinson, Oliver Stone, Ron Howard, and Clint Eastwood. Notice who he works with, honey. No Harvey Weinstein. There's levels to this. There's categories. You know what I'm saying? It's... All right. If you know where I'm going, I'm not gonna say it. But if you just give me the thumbs up down below in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. He is always surprised that for a guy from Philadelphia who has lived most of his life in New York City, he keeps landing roles where he plays Bostonian characters in productions such as Mystic River, Black Mass, Patriots Day, and City on a Hill. He resided in New York City since he was 17 years old. Okay? Personal quotes. There are 2 types of actors: those who say they want to be famous and those who are liars. I think of myself as a workhorse actor. It will be hot and cold and up and down, but no one will kick me out of the business. About his preference for being nude when at home. There's something therapeutic about nudity. Clothing is one of the external things about a character. Take away the Gucci or Levi's and we're all the same, but not when the nanny is around. But I will with my wife and kids. Mm-mm. 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 That's a no for me. All right. Um, I cannot even think. Let me tell you something. I do not like um, my nether regions being exposed to. Uh, Let me just say it this way. I don't even sleep naked. I remember thinking when I was a kid, what if the house caught on fire? And I used to actually envision this being outside on the sidewalk, the house is burning, and I'm there naked in front of the neighbors and all of them people, you know. Oh my God. I don't want people to know. Um, so if anybody ever tell you that I've been in a porn video or something like that, that is a lie. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's um maybe it's being vulnerable or whatever. Maybe he does it because he's just so confident, which I hear that he has a lot. And I do mean a lot to be confident about. And also, it would be if he's doing it in front of his kids, it kind of humbles them to see Kevin and all his baconness traipsing around the house. But I still think, I'm sure if you forensics went in there, they probably would find fecal matter and everything all over the place, honey. Because when you're, no, honey, you need to put a muzzle on that dog. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, uh, on his wife, Kira. Kira is a woman who made all the wrong choices when it comes to being an actress. She got married too young, had a kid, and then had another kid. Let me just make sure I'm good. Okay. Uh, Kira is a woman who made all the wrong choices when it comes to being an actress. She got married too young, had a kid, and then had another kid. On LA, that's where the industry is. There is a tremendous amount of business you can do just by walking through restaurants and just being there. Hmm. But notice he don't live in LA except for when he's working. Uh. I want to see the numbers that prove that show business marriages are any less successful than other marriages. It's just very public when they fail. On the Oscar season, I call it the bitter season because year after year I've seen it come and go and not been a member of the club. And yet I've continued to make a living as an actor. I think of being an actor as kind of a young man's gig. It's emasculating in a way, people messing with you and putting makeup on you and telling you when to wake up and when to go to sleep, holding your hand to cross the street. I can do it up to a certain point, and then I start to feel like a puppet. I'm playing a pedophile in The Woodsman. What? I don't have people who would advise me against this based on some sort of image. At some point, you have to decide if you're going to be a personality or you're going to be an actor. If playing this kind of role could have a negative effect on my public personality, I don't care. I'll play anything if I think there's something compelling or there's a director I'm dying to work with or a part I hadn't done before or a co-star I think is great. A long time ago, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a pop star. Then I started taking acting classes. I moved to New York when I was a teenager and really wanted to be a serious actor. I wanted to do off Broadway. I wanted to do Anton Chekhov, William Shakespeare. I wanted to have a Meryl Streep kind of character. When Footloose came out, I became a pop star, but by then, that's not what I wanted. I wasn't being taken seriously. I wasn't smart about the industry and the ways that you can parlay pop stardom into a serious acting career if you make the right choices. I spun my wheels for a while, and then I got this part in Oliver Stone's JFK. It's a small part, but very character driven, gay, fascist. I mean, it was extreme. that turned things around for me. I didn't even read for it. Oliver just looked at me and said, "Will you transform yourself for me?" And I said, "Sure." Off Broadway, I've been doing that. But that doesn't mean anybody in the movie industry is going to see you that way. Very compelling, very compelled, you know. This is taken from Imdb.com on Kevin Bacon. It goes on and on and on. I think career planning is an oxymoron. Okay? So, let's see. For A Few Good Men in 1992, his salary was $650,000. And in Sleepers in 1996, he got $2,500,000. Now remember, Bernie Madoff took all this man's money. Okay? And remember, if it seems too good to be true, it is. So this is Kevin Bacon, and he's very interesting. So if you get a chance, check out his catalog. I'm going to do the same. Leave your comments down below. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. Talk to y'all later. Bye.